Governor Bala Mohammed's administration in Bauchi State might be making strides in some sectors such as infrastructure development, education, healthcare, economic development, and governance. However, the success of these initiatives will depend on implementation and sustainability. Now, to discuss this, I'm joined by Khalid Barau. He's the SSA to the Executive Governor of the State on Empowerment. Thank you for your time, Mr. Khalid.
Thank you, Mr. Dupont.
All right, let me start by asking you, I mean, your principal, the governor of the state, is one that is known to be pretty much strong-willed, vocal, and for some, they will say is also, development-oriented. Quickly, what would you consider the achievements, or three major achievements of your principal, that's the governor of Bauchi State so far?
Well, good evening, our viewers, listeners, wherever you are in this world. The greatest achievement that I believe is the bedrock of what we're talking about today is that my governor has been a former civil servant who has a wealth of experience in the civil service and later transit into politics and became a senator, a member of the National Assembly, and subsequently he was appointed by his former boss, the then President Goodluck Jonathan, to serve as a Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Then after serving for about 6 years, and the good people of Bauchi State invited him to come and serve his people. And you know, there has never been an honor in this country than an honor of your people to call you to serve. And as a servant leader, he came to Bauchi and became a governor. And if you know Bauchi in the last 1 decade, if you go to Bauchi today, Bauchi is wearing a new look, especially in terms of infrastructural development, road construction, road networks, education, healthcare, provision of potable drinking water, and so on and so forth. And again, because of his own magnanimity as a former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Bauchi State is one of the most peaceful states today in Nigeria, and that is a credit goes to our governor, Governor Bala Mohammed.
All right. Now, talking about peace, yes, but let's even look at the context of your role. You are the SSA on Empowerment. I'm reading a report right now that says that Bauchi State remains one of the poorest states in Nigeria. Now, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, more than 70% of the population in Bauchi is considered multi-dimensionally poor. Permit me to read a quote by, one of the critics says, Bala Mohammed, if not the worst, he's not the worst governor, he will be among the ranks of the worst current Nigerian governors. And he went further to say, that's the quote, Bauchi State has been receiving billions upon billions of naira from the Federation, but there is nothing tangible you can show that what the governor is doing with the this resources. Now, I would like you to speak particularly on the area of empowerment, which is your space in his cabinet. I mean, these reports are saying that Bauchi, many residents in the states are actually poor. So, what is the administration doing about it? You are the SSA on Empowerment.
Well, I don't know who that person is, who is that critic. But you know, we are in a political system where making cheap lies and propaganda is the most very, very recent thing of the day. If you talk, before I go deep down into the empowerment programs that was done by this administration, let me give you some certain things that I know, some certain achievements that my governor has done. In the last 6 years of this administration, Governor Bala Mohammed has constructed over 5,000 kilometers of road in Bauchi. Quote me anywhere, 5,000 kilometers of road. Assuming that 5,000 kilometers of road are untied roads, don't you see that as a development? And it's not even an untied road. Go to Bauchi and see how Bauchi is wearing a new look. If you said Bauchi Governor Bala Mohammed is one of the worst governors, then that means you have never been to Bauchi in the last 1 decade. And probably you're looking at the last 1 decade of the faces of Bauchi and still thinking that Bauchi is still the same. No, Bauchi is no longer the same. Go to Bauchi and see. And again, if you go to area of education, Governor Bala Mohammed has renovated or upgraded over 350,000 block of classrooms in Bauchi State. Go to Bauchi and see it today. And again, under the State Universal Basic Education Program of the Agile program, there has been a massive construction of mega schools in Bauchi across the state, not only within the Bauchi metropolitan area, across the state. And again, over 350 primary health care centers were constructed in Bauchi in these 6 years of this administration. So when you said Bauchi State Governor is the worst governor, that means you don't even know what Bauchi is all about or what Governor Bala Mohammed has done in the state. Now, coming back to my area as a senior special assistant on empowerment, coming to my area as an SSA on empowerment, like you asked, there was never a time in the last 47 years of the state existence that an empowerment program was done in Bauchi than that of the Kaura Economic and Empowerment Program that was done in the last 6 years of our administration. Now, let me give you a recap of how it happens. We have 20 local government areas in Bauchi. Every single local government, over 200 to 300 young men and women are handpicked based on their own craft or skills and were supported with either a cash grant, startup kits, or equipment for them to start up a business and be self-reliant. This was done through my office, and I can give you index of names, contacts, and beneficiaries that you can reach out to so that you can do a background check to know if I'm telling you the truth or lies. Now, still under the Kaura Economic and Empowerment Program, over 1,500 tricycles were given out to residents of the state in a revolving fund so that when they return money, the money will be used to procure more. And today, over 3,000 young men and women were given keke napep in Bauchi so that they will be self-reliant. Over 150 buses were also given to residents in the state through the National Union of Road Transport Workers or the return, return or NATO. So you can ask any of those contacts if this was not done in Bauchi. And again, still under the Kaura and Economic Empowerment Program, there was a collaboration between the state government and the Dangote Foundation that 1,000 women were selected in each of the 20 local government areas and were given grant, not loan, a grant, so that they will set off a domestic business at home and be self-reliant. So there are a lot of activities and programs that was done in Bauchi, but what you're saying, a critic was quoted saying that Bauchi, Governor Bala Mohammed has been collected billions of naira and nothing to show in Bauchi, then that means that person is not in Bauchi or he is not even alive in this world.
All right, actually, of course, that report is called the African Report, and the person who, of course, is attributed to that statement is Mohammed Ishaq, the acting National Publicity Secretary of the Opposition People's Redemption Party, PRP, in the African Report, doing an interview. But we'll go on a quick break now.
Politics.
Once we return, we definitely will pick up from there. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, it's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me, Mr. Barau. Thank you for your time. All right, let's talk about politics.
Thank you.
Yes, let's of course talk a bit or dive a bit into politics. Now, your principal, the governor of the state, has been very vocal when it comes to maybe his discontent with some of the policies of the current administration. Part of it has to do with the tax reforms bill, where he really, has been very, very vocal in rejecting, particularly some of the items in it. Even though some may say it's plain politics, some others might look at it and say there's substance to it. I mean, looking at all of this, vis-a-vis the current administration, how would you rate the present administration of President Bala Mohammed Tinubu, and also your principal, his voice when it comes to making a stand on some of its policies?
Well, Mr. Dapo, I cannot speak for APC. I cannot speak for APC. I am a carrying card member of the People's Democratic Party, and also serving as a senior special assistant to my governor. The policies of this government, I think, is left for Nigerians to decide or to know whether this government has been performing wonderfully well or has been performing woefully. For my principal, everybody knows that Kaura has been a very dogged politician, a nationalist, you know. Even back then, if you look at the history of Nigerian politics from the Third Republic to date, you know, Kaura has been one of the most critical advocate of Nigerian democracy, so that democracy can be entrenched in the heart and minds of every single Nigerian. Looking back at the 2007, 2010, what really happened, the enaction of the doctrine of necessity that brought President Goodluck Jonathan into power. So my principal has been a nationalist and also a very dogged fighter when it comes to issues of policies, economy, governance, and so on and so forth. So I think he's second to none. Okay,
I wasn't even expecting you to speak, you know, on for the All Progressives Congress. Of course, I know you're in the opposition. You are in the People's Democratic Party, and I, you know, expected that you speak from that standpoint.
Yes.
Maybe I should better put my question. As an opposition, do you think that the current administration is...
Okay, rephrase your question.
Do you think the current administration is given Nigerians, air to breathe? And also as an opposition, looking at what is also going on within your party, the People's Democratic Party, the perceived internal leadership crisis, do you think the ruling party has a hand in it?
Well, that is obviously true. You know, it can't even APC cannot even escape from that allegation or, you know, things like that, because PDP has been a formidable party. In fact, PDP is not just an ordinary political party. PDP is an ideology. PDP is a vision. You understand? If you look at all political parties in Nigeria, it is only PDP that has never for one day align or go into major talk with any political party in Nigeria. The APC that we are talking about today has a defunct camp within APC. There is the CPC bloc, there is the ACN bloc, there is some part of AFGA bloc, there is some part of ANPP bloc. And even as we speak today, the APC is bringing in so many political doctors so that they will unite all these blocs, because the party is still divided within itself. But for PDP, that everybody knows is one of the most formidable political parties in Africa, they will never sleep until they see PDP goes down to its grave, and which that will never happen. Because with the likes of Governor Bala Mohammed as the leader of the governors of the PDP, I am telling you, PDP is coming back stronger than ever before. Because PDP is no longer going into any major or any kind of political alliance with any minor political party in Nigeria. So the crisis that is happening within PDP is normal in democracy, is normal in politics, and I'm sure we'll overcome it. And sooner than later, we'll cross the Rubicon. And by doing that, we'll take over the country by 2027, by the grace of God, inshallah. That's our hope. That's our confidence. But for the policies of APC, if you ask me today, I've been buying fuel at about 1,650 to close to about 250 when PDP left government. Today, how much are you buying fuel, even in Lagos? If you look at the increase in our value-added tax Today, the VAT is charged at about 7.5%. So you can imagine how things are going. Inflation rate is more than 23% today. So things are not even well, and you don't even need to ask a Nigerian whether APC has been doing well or not, because somebody will tell you that I ate only once in a day. Not when PDP was in power that we buy one bag of rice at the cost of 7 to 10,000 naira. Today you're buying one bag of rice at the cost of over 40,000 naira. So you don't even need to ask whether the country is fine or not. Everybody knows it. In Hausa we call it Jiki Magayi. So everybody knows what is happening in this country. You don't even need to bring it to the issue of PDP or APC. It's the issue of competence and people who are in position of authority that are performing woefully wrong. I mean, they are performing poorly.
All right, Khalid.
In fact, you can't even describe what is happening in this country.
Khalid, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you, join the show this evening. Khalid Barau is the SSA to the Executive Governor of Bauchi State on empowerment. Once again, thank you for your time.